The D7 visa is an excellent choice for foreigners seeking to settle or retire in Portugal. If you have stable income or you work remotely for a company that is outside Portugal, then you may be eligible to apply for this visa. The D7 is a long-term residency visa that can lead to an eventual permanent residency and citizenship in Portugal. You may be wondering why Portugal? Maybe you don't know much about this country. In that case, you need to watch the video I did about why the whole world is looking to Portugal right now. In that video, I talked extensively about Portugal, the benefits of living in Portugal, and the different visas available for people to relocate to the country with. Portugal has one of the easiest visas to get in the world, and there are so many benefits of living in the country. I'm going to be linking that video in the description box. I recommend you go watch that video first, then come back to watch this one, because this is like the part 2 of that video. After I made that video about Portugal, I got tons of questions, people asking me how they can move to the country. And that is why I'm making this video about the D7 visa, because it's one of the easiest ways you can migrate to the country to settle. If you're planning to spend over 1 year in Portugal, then you may need to go on this visa. In this video, you'll get to know the step-by-step process to applying for the D7 visa. I'll talk about the eligibility criteria, the documents you need, how long it's gonna take you, the visa fees, and if you can migrate with family, everything you need to know about this visa, I'm going to be telling you in this video. So if you're interested in this, then watch this video to the end. Hello, my name is Jackie and you're welcome to my channel where I share useful information to help you relocate abroad. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back, and if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. I hope you like it here. So Portugal, I love talking about Portugal. Portugal is a European country that is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean and Spain. Spain is the only country that has a land border with Portugal. Portugal is the 4th safest country in the world according to the Global Peace Index. It is a member of the United Nations, the European Union, the Schengen area, and the Council of Europe. It is a beautiful country to live and raise a family. There are so many benefits of living in Portugal, which I mentioned in the previous video, so I highly recommend you watch that video. So let me go straight into the D7 visa. This visa is for people that intend to spend a long time in Portugal. There are 8 key benefits of the D7 visa. Number 1 is that you get to live, work, or study in Portugal, and you have free access to EU countries for up to 180 days. Number 2 is that you save money on taxes in the Portuguese non-habitual residency program. Number 3 is that your entire family can join you in Portugal and your spouse is free to work in the country. Number 4 is that you gain Portuguese residency in as little as 4 to 6 months. Number 5 is that you gain access to Portugal's world-class national health service as a Portuguese resident. Number 6 is that once you've lived in Portugal for 12 months, your newborn children can become citizens of the country. You gain the right to work and do business in Portugal as an independent professional. And number 8, you gain access to Portugal's schools, national education system, and vocational training opportunities. There are so many other benefits that come with the D7 visa. So who can apply for the D7 visa? Number 1, retirees. If you're retired and you have stable pensions coming in every month, you may be eligible to apply for this visa. Number 2, remote workers, long-term digital nomads, and information industry professionals earning adequate, stable, recurring income outside of Portugal, or you even have sufficient savings available. This can count in your favor. Landlords can also apply for this visa. If you're earning rental income from property and it is sufficient to live in Portugal, then you can apply for this visa. Also, crypto traders, affiliate marketers, if you make money online, if you make money from investments like dividends from stocks and it is sufficient and stable, then you can apply for this visa. So if you fall into any of this category, then you may be able to apply for this visa. Now, let me take you through the step-by-step procedure to get yourself a D7 visa. The number 1 thing you need to do is your due diligence to be sure you actually qualify to apply for the D7 visa. Yes, you may be a remote worker, but that is not all it takes. You need to be sure that you also meet other requirements. And I'm going to be telling you every single thing you need. The general requirements for anybody that wants to apply for this visa is that you must be above the age of 18. You must not have any criminal record. You must have passive income or monthly earnings that is at least the minimum wage in Portugal. The current minimum wage in Portugal is 822.5 euros per month. So that is the minimum earnings you must have every month. And you'll be needing to show proof of funds of at least a year's income, which is 9,870 euros. If you're migrating with your spouse, you need to add half of that amount. And if you're migrating with a child, for every child, you need half of what your spouse needs. Alright, so let's go back to the process. The number 2 thing you need to do is to get a Portuguese tax number. It is important to get a tax number ahead of your application, and you'll find out why shortly. Getting this tax number, they call it NIF, it is not difficult at all. There are representatives that can help with that. There are even websites you can go to get it. Number 3, you need to open a bank account in Portugal, and you need your NIF to open this bank account. Again, opening a bank account in Portugal is not hectic. The same representative that gets to your NIF can open a bank account for you as well. You need your NIF and your passport to open this bank account, and it is done remotely. It's nothing too hectic. So when you open the bank account in Portugal, you're going to be transferring the funds that you and your family will live on for a year into that account. Number 4, you need to rent a house or buy a house where you'll be staying when you move to Portugal. It is compulsory to have a rental agreement for your application. Let me point out that these requirements could differ depending on the consulate you're applying to. So it could be slightly different depending on which country you're applying from. For example, some consulates will require a 6-month lease agreement, while some may require a 1-year lease agreement. But you need a lease agreement, whether 6 months or 1 year. A lease agreement is one of the important things that you need for your application. Number 5, the D7 application process. The documents you need for the application are your international passport, your medical insurance policy, 2 colored passport photographs, a police clearance certificate from the country of origin, a lease agreement or a title document for real estate, proof of kinship between family members, marriage or birth certificates. So if you're migrating with your spouse, you need to provide your marriage certificate. And if you're migrating with children, you need to provide their birth certificates. The next thing you need is a Portuguese bank statement. So you need to get a bank statement from this account you'll be opening in Portugal. And then you need your NIF registration certificate. So you see why I started with the NIF, because you need the NIF to open your bank account, and you also need the NIF for your lease agreement as well. So when you gather all your documents, you will fill the form and submit it at the Portuguese consulate in your country. Ideally, the D7 visa is issued within 60 days of your application, but in recent times it has taken longer than 60 days because of the volume of applications they are getting. So after your D7 visa application is successful and you've been given your D7 visa, the next thing is to travel to Portugal. So this D7 visa is valid for 4 months. Now let me explain how it works. You're given the D7 visa that you use to gain entry into Portugal. And when you get to Portugal, you apply for the residence permit. So the D7 is not the residence permit, it's just the visa you use to gain entry into Portugal. And when you land in Portugal, you apply for your residence permit. This residence permit is valid for 2 years. I'm going to be telling you more about it later in the video. The next step is applying for the residence permit. When you're issued your D7 visa, you'll be given an appointment date with the Portuguese Migration Service, which is called the SEF. And on your appointment date, you go there physically with your documents and apply for the residence permit. And the next step is the approval of your residence permit. When your application is approved, you'll be given a residence permit card, which is valid for 2 years. After the first 2 years, it is renewed for another 3 years. And after that, you are now eligible to apply for permanent residence and then citizenship. So after only 5 years of living in Portugal, you're eligible to apply for permanent residency and citizenship. So how much is the visa fees for the D7 visa? Now it could be different depending on the consulate you're applying at, but it's generally between 50 euros to 300 euros. And the resident card is around 100 euros. I know you have some questions about this visa, so let me answer some frequently asked questions. Can you work in Portugal with the D7 visa? The answer is yes. You can work for a company in Portugal on the D7 visa. Can this visa be renewed? The answer is yes. You'll be given an initial 2 years, and after that you'll be given additional 3 years. That is 5 years. And after 5 years of living in Portugal, you're eligible to apply for permanent residency and citizenship. So migrating to Portugal on the D7 visa is a pathway to settle in the country for life, if that is what you want. Does Portugal allow dual citizenship? Yes, Portugal allows dual citizenship. You can hold citizenship of your country and Portugal at the same time. Can you travel out of Portugal on this visa? Yes, you can travel out of Portugal, but you need to spend at least 183 days in Portugal a year. So out of 365 days, you must ensure that you spend 183 days in Portugal for you to be eligible to renew this visa. There is another visa that allows you to stay in Portugal for only 7 days a year, and the years will still count towards your citizenship. That is the golden visa. I'll be making a video on this visa, so please watch out for that video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, now is a good time to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I share a new video. If you have more questions regarding the D7 visa, please let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to answer all your questions in the comments. And if you've not watched the first video I did on Portugal, you need to go and watch that video, because I did not repeat the things I said there in this video. I said totally different things in that video, and you really need those information, so please go watch that video. It's linked in the description box below. Please note the requirements for this visa can change anytime, so at any point you watch this video, ensure you research to find out what's the current situation. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. That is a like, so it will be recommended to other people that need it. And also share the information with people you know. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I really appreciate it. See you in the next one.